Guys, what is going on? It's Jack here again, and today we've got something a little bit different. Now, what I'm going to go through with you guys today is my very first product, and basically tell you guys, because basically it's a product that I made 3K profit in 1 month with, and I'm going to basically tell you guys exactly how I went through and found the product. Now, I'm not saying go for this product because I've stopped doing this product since. You guys might know what it is if you've seen my prior videos, but if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm going to show you the product in a second, but I'm basically going to tell you guys how I found it and all the sort of mistakes and sort of, I guess, failures that I went through. I wouldn't consider it a failure. I wouldn't consider any of them failures at all, but basically what I went through and things that you need to know and things that I learned along the way that I didn't learn and I wouldn't have learned if I hadn't gone through with this product. So let's get right into it. Now, basically, prior to this, I took an Amazon course by someone by the name of Tanner J. Fox. So I took his Amazon course. At the time, it was very, very useful. I had absolutely no idea where to go when to start selling on Amazon. I had no idea what to do. At the time, it was very useful. So yeah, looking back on it, I had taken a second course since then as well, which helped me out even further, and that was about a couple of years ago now that I took the other course. But even before that, I took Tanner's course, and back then it was very good. But if I look back on it now, it was a bit simplified, and there wasn't too much to go in depth with. But for the time, obviously it helped me find this product and helped me learn. So we're going to get right into it. Now, this first image here is how I found the product. So all I did, and this is very, very, I go way more in depth into my course with this stuff, but this is all that I knew what to do. This is all I did. This is on the Jungle Scout. Now, remember, we're selling, this was on the US marketplace. This is nothing to do, Amazon Australia hadn't even launched back then. So this is all on the US Amazon. So I went into the Jungle Scout web app and I basically chose these categories here. So the ones that are ticked, and my filters are very, very bland, and they're very broad as well. They're restrictive and broad at the same time. I'll show you guys why in a second. So I've got these categories marked here. My filters were about $12.99 to $39.99 in price, which would have brought up way, way, way too many products. When you go through the web app, you only want to sort of make sort of like a couple of hundred come out in the search term, so your brain doesn't get fried trying to look through all the products. So this one would have brought up thousands of products, and I went through and looked through every single page, and by the end of it, I had no idea what I was even looking for because my brain was absolutely fried. So that's one thing to stay clear from. Put this at a smaller sort of gap. Don't put it from from $12.99 to $39.99. There's going to be way too many products. Put it from something like $12.99 to $19.99, or $12.99 to $17.99, or something like that. Or even on the other end of the spectrum, do like $32.99 to $39.99, and just mix it up a little bit. Don't do what I did with these parameters here. For the reviews as well, I did a maximum of 50 reviews. Now, realistically, you're not going to find a product that's going to make you 10K profit, or even 5K profit per month, with 50 reviews or under, and the demand's going to be really high. It's just not feasible, and that's sort of what was taught in the course. But it has worked out for some people, but for the general amount of people, honestly, I do not recommend searching for a maximum of views of 50 just so you can try and get your product in there with oh, look, I'm going to find this product with all these low reviews, but the demand is so high. It doesn't work like that. If your product's getting a lot of sales, and I didn't know this beforehand, obviously, if your product's getting a lot of sales, getting hundreds of sales a month, and only 1% of those buyers leave a review, you're still going to end up with a product that's easily over 50 reviews. If they've been listed for, say, even only 6 months, of course they're going to get over 50 reviews. It's going to be very, very easy to do so, and it's just not feasible to look for products that are trying to, make the amount of money that you're looking to make. If you're looking to get away from your current job, and they have under 50 reviews, it's not feasible at all. Now, the minimum sales as well, this isn't too bad. So minimum sales are 300, and this is on a monthly basis. This is all these filters go off a monthly basis as well, just so you guys know. So 300 sales per month, that's still not too bad. I go through similar things as well, but I probably put it at a higher amount of sales. I put at least 400 to 500 sales minimum per month, just so there's a bit of leeway either side with that. And then I put the minimum weight as maximum weight as 2 pounds, and that's very restrictive as well, because you want to find products that other people aren't finding. So basically, when it comes to most people doing product research, they'll put in something like this, very, very similar. And it's very, very restrictive because everyone else is doing it. You're going to pull up the exact same products as everyone else because you're doing the exact same numbers. So that's the first thing that I would steer away from when you're using the web app, is to just broaden yourself a bit and do something very, very different. Instead of doing 300, do like 456, do a random number. Instead of doing 1299, do 1368, and then do 1743 or something like that. Just be different and don't do the exact same thing as everyone else. Otherwise, you're going to have the exact same result as everyone else. And most of these guys that don't put in the work and they just follow everyone else, they're not successful on Amazon, and you don't want to be like that at all. So that's the first thing to steer away from. Don't do what I did with this first one. Differentiate yourselves. These categories are still pretty good. So keep with these categories, but change up the numbers on these. So I did that, and I pulled up all list of products, and I was searching. In about a week, 2 weeks, I was looking for my first product, and I came across this. So this is it's basically, so that color there's a rose gold. It's a bracelet / bangle flask, and what they do is it's just a hidden flask. So mostly for women. I don't know if men use them as well. Maybe some men do use them as well. But all it is just a flask that you can put alcohol in, and you can sneak into like a club or a music festival or something like that. And that's basically what it is, just a hidden flask. And it's made out of metal as well. So it is a bit more expensive to make, but I'll get more into that in a second. So I pulled that up, and that was doing, I think, around 5,000 revenue per month. Now, that's another thing that I didn't take into account. Now, I'm going to pull up the numbers now as of today. So basically, I'm just going to type in Bangle Flask. And these were very different when I was looking at them as well. So I found this product, and I searched up the main key term. And I used the Chrome extension. So, Bangle Flask. Now, let's see what the numbers are right now. Now, mind you, this opportunity score is going to be very different. So this opportunity score is the first thing that's going to be changed. So low demand with low competition, terrible product, mind you. Now, there used to be one seller. I checked a few months ago, that was still doing. They were doing like 15 to 20,000, and they were the only seller that was doing that. I don't know what happened to them, but these numbers used to be very different. It used to be about, I think, a 7 out of 10. And most of these, even though I think it was medium demand with low competition, so even though the numbers were up, it's still, I just didn't take into account the actual demand of the product. So all of these here, as you can see here, the numbers are absolutely terrible. So if we go to the person that's making the most, hidden alcohol flask, so it's not even the Bangle Flask. So the actual Bangle Flask is a 2-pack. And they're making not even $3,500 revenue. Now, the top ones, I think we're making about 5 to 10,000, and that's in revenue. I didn't even take into account that was revenue, and I just thought, hey, 5 to 10,000 per month. There we go. That's my product sorted. I didn't even look at how many sales or how many units I needed to get in. I just thought, hey, cool, minimum 300 units. Awesome, I'm going to get 300 units in, and I'm going to be well on my way to 5,000 per month. And I didn't take into account any of the numbers, any of the demand or anything like that. So basically that's another error that I made. So just keep that into account as well. Make sure you check the numbers. Put it this way, it's better to go for a product with high demand and high competition than it is to go for a product with low demand and low competition, or even medium demand and low competition, because medium demand, the sales still aren't really going to be there. What you really want is a product with high demand and low competition, and then you're well on your way there, because there's a lot of demand for the product, but there's not a lot of people selling it. So just keep that in mind. That's one thing I didn't keep in mind with this, with this product here. So get out of that. Now, once back then I thought I was set on the product. So I thought, cool, let's go to Alibaba and let's source this. Now, this is actually, I was laughing about this just before I pulled it up. These are actually old messages. These are the actual old messages that I sent to my supplier through Alibaba. I've got screenshots of everything that I've done here. These are the real messages. They're not made up. These are the ones that I used when I sourced this product. So this is the first product that I sent once I found a good price. Now, this was changed to 300 units. So I said, hello, my name is Jack Parrotta. I run an e-commerce store through Amazon in the United States. I'm looking to add your rose gold Bangle Flask to my online store. Could you please provide me with a quotation for 500 pieces? UPC code to be printed on packaging. So this was all in one was all in one big paragraph. I didn't even, the way that I do it now is I set it out sort of more like a letter where I've got different dot points, and it's a lot easier to read. It looks a lot more professional as well. This is just one big clumped up paragraph. It looks really unprofessional, but look, you got to start somewhere. So I basically started with this. Now, the other funny thing is, this is what I did as well. So because I didn't know if you had to put the actual warehouse, right? Like, so now when I ask for shipping, I just put to the US Amazon warehouse, because most suppliers know what that means. Most suppliers know whereabouts, the warehouses are, or, just round about the cost of it at least. So basically what I did here, I went onto Google Maps. This is why I've blocked it out. I went onto Google Maps, and I found somewhere just random in North America that was sort of around, I guess, the middle of America somewhere. And I found someone's actual address, and I put that in there. I found a random address on Google Maps, and I put that in there as a reference because I didn't know if they needed an actual address. That's how clueless I was. I put someone's actual address in there, so that's why I had to block it out, because that's someone's actual address in America I use as a reference to that. So don't do that. Just put in shipping to Amazon US warehouse. That's all you need to get started. And then I said, logo to be printed on packaging. Could you please include estimated manufacturing time as well as shipping time? So that's very similar to what I do now. Like I said, I just set it out a lot different. So I said, thank you. I look forward to working with you. So after that, she came back with me with a price. Now, so she said, the bracelet bangle flask is a new model on the market. I believe that you can make much money. Now, a lot of suppliers say this. If they've got a half popular product, or any product that they sell, they say it's going to be popular. Make sure you do your research first. Don't just rely on what your suppliers tell you. And they've got stainless steel bracelet bottle. This looks different to the one that I actually got. I made sure of that at the end anyway. So it says our best price for 500 pieces is $4.50 per piece. Now, keep in mind that the products that I source now, you sell from anywhere from about, $15 to $20. They sell for about $15 to $20, and they source for about anywhere from $1 to $2. This is $4.50. Even though the selling price back then for this was about, $25 or so, $4.50 US, that is a lot per unit, and it goes up, which I'll show you in a second. It says our payment terms: PayPal for small amount, and West Union and TNT for large amount. I think TNT is just your bank transfer, I'm pretty sure. Don't remember. So I was like, cool, because I'm just going to pay through PayPal, do the Alibaba Trade Assurance. Something else I'm going to run through in a second as well. So $4.50 a piece, and the thing is, I didn't negotiate. I thought that was a good price, because I didn't know any better, and I just thought, I checked it out and I converted it, and I was like, I can't do 500 pieces, I can't do 500 units. That's way too much. That's way over my budget, and this isn't even including shipping, which I'll show you in a second. So after she gave me that, so I think I asked her if that was for shipping. I can't remember. So it says, so this is after a while of me talking about all the shipping and everything like that, and all the quotations and prices. We had a fairly set price as well. Had to drop it down to 300 units. She said, we're sorry that the rose gold bracelet flask is very special technology. It is electroplate, not painted. So that's electroplate. That's that shiny painting. That's what electroplate is. I didn't know. I had to Google it at the time, but that's what that is. So it was $4.60 a piece for not electroplated. So I went for the electroplated. So it was $5.60 US a piece, which is way too expensive. That is way too expensive for the product that I was getting, and the box was only a cardboard box, white cardboard box with my label printed on it. It's way too expensive, and I didn't even negotiate. I didn't negotiate the product price. I didn't negotiate the shipping. I didn't do anything like that. So make sure you negotiate as well. It's one thing I didn't do. If I didn't get, if you don't get the price that you want, go to another supplier. Don't just give in just because your supplier, can't give you the price that you want. Go to someone else until you get the very cheapest price that you can. Go to at least 4 or 5 different suppliers, in my opinion. I only went to the one once I found a good price, in this product, and look how much I'm spending on this. I don't want you guys to be doing this. I want you guys to spend your money wisely, get the best deals that you can, and make the most money that you can out of this. Don't do what I did with my first product. So she said, sorry to bring you trouble. Hope the cost is within your budget. We are clear about your packaging, and if you agree, we'll make a PI for you soon. So a PI was like a purchase order for that. So I said to them, so I sent them the my UPC code, I sent them my logo and all the packaging labels and everything. So I said, so for the PI, the total is for 301 pieces. Now I think 301, they either needed 301 to evenly package it, or I think that was including my sample product. I'm not sure. So all up with the shipping, because the shipping was a fair bit as well. I think the shipping was just over $1,000, $2,212.84 US. So that came out, pretty sure at the time that was about $3,000 that I had spent on that order. So she said, I said, do I pay through trade assurance tab through Alibaba and then upload my PI file? Do I need to sign the PI document? So that's just standard stuff. Now I was asking them if I could pay through trade assurance, because that's what I tell everyone. It's what I tell them in the course. Either pay through PayPal or Alibaba trade assurance. It's the only two ways you should do it. And I didn't do this in that instance, and I'll show you in a second. So I wanted to go through Alibaba trade assurance, so if anything happened, I could get my money back. That's why you either pay through PayPal or trade assurance. And the next one, she said, sorry, our company has rules. We don't accept the payment through PayPal or Alibaba trade assurance if the amount is over 2,000 US. Don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the fees or anything like that. I have no idea. She said, please cancel, because I was setting it up through Alibaba trade assurance, but she told me to cancel that, and I had to actually transfer it from my bank. I had to increase the limit in my bank account to send through, and then I had to send it through straight to their bank account. It took longer to clear, and it was more risky, because if something happens, it's a lot harder to get your money back from your bank than it is to just get it back through Alibaba. That's why Alibaba has trade assurance there. So if anything happens to your order, whether during shipping or if you somehow, I haven't been scammed before, but if you somehow get scammed, then you can get your money back. So that's another thing to keep in mind. If your supplier isn't willing to do either PayPal or trade assurance, don't do it. Do not do the payment, because you're at risk of losing that money. And I just want you guys to do this in the safest way and the smartest way possible. So don't do what I did. So even in saying that, now basically what I did from there, so I got my units in, and it was actually a few months before I actually started making any money at all. I was pretty much on this product. I was pretty much I think the most I had was about 8 units in a month. And I'd have like 2 one day, and then maybe like 1 a week later, and then maybe 2, a week or 2 later. And it was absolutely horrible. And it wasn't until I purchased another course, and I started learning more about advertising. I started learning more about, actually doing up your listing and creating a brand and actually making things. The big thing about it was your PPC advertisement through Amazon. So basically what I did is I revamped it, and this was just before Christmas as well. I revamped everything. I was like, look, I've still got these units sitting here, because out of 300 units, I think I still had about like 280 units left or something like that. And I was like, all right, let's revamp this. Let's get this going. So I did an automatic campaign, and I did a manual campaign after that as well, and I really, really optimized it. And coming into Christmas, slowly, sales start. So like I did PPC, and a couple of days after that, I got up out of bed, and I rolled out of bed and checked my app, checked the Amazon seller app, and I had like 4 sales on the product. And at the time I was like, whoa, this is actually working. I've actually made sales, and I've made like, today I made like $50, in sales, and then it just went up and up and up, and then I was getting like 8 sales a day, then 10 sales a day, and then 15, and then it got to the point where I was doing like 22 sales per day, like 22 units per day. And let me tell you, 22 units per day, at that price that they were selling, I think it was $18.99 they were selling at the time. Even though I spent so much on it, I was still making my money back. And I can't remember the amount of revenue that I made out of that product, but profit out of that for the month was $3,000. And that was absolutely amazing. Coming into Christmas, that was heaps for me. $3,000 profit. That just blew my mind that I could actually make that. So when it comes down to it, even if you have a really, really bad product, I would consider this not a very good product at all. I still made it work, and it just goes to show how easy it is to find a product that's decent to sell and to make good money out of it. If you just steer away from the mistakes that I made, but from just like put into perspective, if I was to stop after this and I wasn't, if I didn't try again, at least, and try and make that money back. If I just thought, oh look, it didn't sell, I'm just going to go on to something else. Amazon doesn't work, it's a scam, blah blah blah. What a lot of other people do. I'm not going to be, where I am today, and I'm not going to be able to teach people, how to do Amazon. I'm not going to be able to teach people that it actually works. I'm not going to be able to actually, make money off Amazon. I just wouldn't be able to do that. And it's really just to send a message out to you guys that it does work, and you can do it. And if I can do it, if I can make money off a bad product, it's very easy for you guys to find a good product and make even more money. So learn from my mistakes and learn from your own mistakes. The only way that you're going to learn is if you go out there and do it. And the only thing that's going to stop you is if you're too scared to do it, and you're too scared to either lose that money, you're too scared to put the time and effort in and have it not work out. You can't have that fear there. You have to go through, and you have to do the hard yards. You have to learn from your mistakes, and you'll be successful after that. You can't just expect it to just happen and you just be successful straight away. That does not happen in most cases. In 99% of cases, that does not happen. You have to put in the work. Anyone that's been successful on Amazon, they've gone through failures, they've gone through hurdles. You just have to get out there and you just have to do it. So that was pretty much my step by step on how I found and launched my first product. Like I said, it took a few months first, and I wasn't seeing any sales. Obviously I got disheartened because it was my first product, but I didn't give up hope. That was the main thing. I didn't give up hope that it just wasn't going to sell. I just basically gave it another shot. I learned more. I learned from my mistakes, and then I just went out there and I ended up selling all the rest of my units in that month or so, and that's how I made all my money back. So it can be done, and take it from someone who's failed a lot but has also succeeded a lot. So basically, that's pretty much all I have for this video. If you guys want to learn more, if you want a step-by-step guide from an Aussie selling on Amazon, I'm just going to let you guys know I've got to plug in the course at this point of the video as well. Have a new Amazon Seller Excellence course. It's a step-by-step course, basically how to source all your products, how to find profitable products that sell, how to source them, how to get your logo, get your brand, and grow your Amazon business. It's all for Aussies. I go through all your tax and legal requirements as well. It's a brand new course that I just made as of, it's under a month ago, and we're starting to get a decent amount of people in the course now. Word's getting out, and those first 50 spots will eventually sell out, when word gets out, because the promo that I have at the moment is you get $100 off for the first 50 people that get in. It's already cheaper than a lot of courses out there, but it's, just for you guys, just already a bit cheaper, but you get it even cheaper if you're the first 50 people. There's also a payment plan if that's something you're interested in as well. But that is all I have for today, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. If you have any questions, comment down below, or add me on Facebook, message me through there, or join my Facebook group as well, which I'll link below. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.